language training. Won't you be happy to see me?
Now, wait a minute. You be nice, all right? I didn't bring you here so you can ambush her.
Weddings can be a blast, but you should always be on your best behavior. Welcome to Ms. Mojo. And today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things guests should never do at a wedding. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the most offensive and potentially disastrous things you can do when you're attending someone else's wedding.
I've got no idea why her previous boyfriend cheated on her, but I'm glad he did. Cheers to him wherever he may be.
Number 10. Don't tackle anyone for the bouquet. When it comes to the bouquet toss, this can be one of the most stressful moments for wedding attendees, whether they're single ladies or in a relationship. If you believe in the superstition that the lucky girl who catches the bride's bouquet will be the next to get married, it can be a high-pressure situation for even the best behaved. But you should never elbow people out of your way in your quest to be the one who catches it. If it happens, it happens. You can't force it, just like getting engaged. Number 9. Don't text during the ceremony or leave your ringer on. In our modern high-tech world, you'll be hard-pressed to find a situation where people don't have their phones on them.
Oh my goodness. I scold people for that all the time.
While we're used to being glued to our screens at all times, weddings are one occasion where we should definitely unplug and enjoy the moment. Of course, you don't want your cell phone ringing during the ceremony, but you also want to avoid browsing on your phone or texting during key events. If you don't think you can stop yourself from scrolling or swiping for a few hours, maybe consider leaving your smartphone in the car or your hotel room. Number 8. Don't start a fight.
Your wedding will be huge. Just like your ass at prom.
Fortunately, weddings are an opportunity to bring together all the people you love into one room. Unfortunately, this means that some drama is unavoidable, with old family feuds bubbling to the surface and tension between relatives possibly running high.
But if you stay, you have to do your job, and that means smiling and talking about my bridal beauty, and most importantly, not making it about you, okay? Can you do that?
Yes, I'd like to.
Whatever grievances you may have with a family member, an old friend, or even an ex, you need to remember that this isn't the time to air them.
What am I doing here? Why? Surprised to see me? Ross brought me. How do you like that?
This is a happy occasion to celebrate the bride and groom, and you don't want to take the focus off of them by getting into a fight. Besides, isn't that what Thanksgiving's for?
Stuart. I believe you know my husband?
So it's really a question of who could you have possibly done.
Number 7. Don't get into the photographer's way. With the caliber of today's cell phone cameras, everyone thinks they're a world-class photographer. But after a bride and groom have spent thousands on a professional wedding photographer, it's disrespectful to get in their way by crouching in the aisle or holding your phone up to film during the ceremony. Not only can you prevent them from getting the best possible shot, it also kills the moment if everyone's watching the big day on their cell phone screens. Number 6. Don't propose.
Fiancé proposed to her at her friend's wedding.
Weddings are romantic and can feel like the perfect time to express your love and devotion to your partner, but you should think twice about proposing on someone else's big day.
Oh, honey, but it is
just
No, it's
about
not.
that.
No, now it's about you and Ross getting back together. What? See, yeah, you kind of stole my thunder.
It seems to happen in cute YouTube videos all the time, but stealing the bride and groom's thunder can be a big no-no.
Can I ask you just a little question? Why tonight? What?
This also applies to other big announcements like pregnancies. Brides get one day that's supposed to be all about them, so you shouldn't put the focus on yourself instead.
But I must warn you, the night that you announce your engagement, I'm going to announce that I'm pregnant.
However, if you're dead set on doing this, at least speak to the bride and groom first to make sure they're on board.
The woman, the bride, actually wanted the maid of honor to be proposed to in this way.
Number 5. Don't try to switch seats. One of the most stressful parts of planning a wedding can be organizing the seating chart. You have to be sure to keep friends and families together while avoiding seating anyone next to someone they have bad blood with.
Oh, wow. Well, why don't we just take me and put me with a Manhattan in my hand talking to the cute bartender? These pins aren't for playing, are they?
Of course, there are no perfect solutions, and some guests may feel like they got the short end of the stick. But even if you're unhappy with your seat, trying to switch tables is not the answer. There's a reason you're sitting at the table you've been assigned to, and if there's one thing you don't want to do at a wedding, it's mess with the bride and groom's carefully made plans. Number 4. Don't wear white.
Can you wear white to a wedding as a guest? I say no.
I say no too.
Really?
This is an old school rule, but it still applies today. Wearing white as a wedding guest is still frowned upon, and it's always best to choose any other shade, even black, for someone else's ceremony. In fact, you should probably avoid any shade of cream, off-white, ivory, or eggshell to be completely safe. Of course, there are some exceptions. Wearing a patterned dress that includes white isn't a big deal, and wearing something like a shawl or jacket in white should also be okay.
So if you want to wear a subtle floral, you want to wear something graphic, black and white stripes, you know, depending on the sort of the formality.
But a white dress with a 10-foot train is definitely out.
You're a vision in white, sweetie, really.
Knock, knock.
Look at you.
And so is your mother-in-law.
Number 3. Don't complain to the newlyweds. Couples put months of planning into their wedding and often invest a lot of their personal savings into their big day. There are a million little decisions to be made, and the last thing they need is guests complaining about the choices they've made.
Do you know where they want the gifts?
Excuse me, I'm not the gift person. That's some other B-list friend.
Whether it's the lack of an open bar, the quality of food, or the style of music, the couple doesn't need to hear your opinions on the details of their ceremony or reception.
Oh my God, these hors d'oeuvres taste like old socks.
If you have a problem that genuinely needs to be addressed, mention it to a member of the wedding party or a member of staff at the venue, rather than the newlyweds. Number 2. Don't get drunk at the reception.
Shh, why can't I talk?
Or the time that Tom told me, when we were having sex, that he wanted to marry me and make me pregnant with 6 babies. Did you guys know about that?
Open bars can be disastrous for wedding guests who just can't help but drink excessively. While it's okay to let loose a little at a wedding reception, you don't want to make a fool of yourself and distract from the couple's attention.
L'chaim! Everyone, great talking to you. Huh.
If you're worried that you have a tendency to indulge a little too much, try to set yourself a drink limit or match the pace of a responsible friend. Say no to shots, say yes to water and juice, and consider sticking to beer and wine instead of hard liquor.
Why can't you be more like your brother? Harold would never beat up his landlord.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Really tight short dress. Anything where your cleavage or your bum looks like it could fall out of. There's a lot of family at weddings, so keep it a little bit more on the conservative side.
What's up, guys? Anybody came? No, but it's 9, 10.
Number 1. Don't give an embarrassing toast.
And the devil... Say it! The devil is your mother-in-law.
This can definitely go hand in hand with drinking too much, but whether you're drunk or sober, the easiest way to leave a lasting negative impression at a wedding is with a bad toast.
Remember that time in Puerto Rico when we picked up those 2, well, I guess they were prostitutes, but I don't remember paying.
There are a lot of different ways to mess up your reception speech. You might ramble on for too long. You might tell inappropriate stories about the bride or groom, or you might go off on a tangent and talk about yourself.
I'm no Jew, but I have broken a lot of glasses. But tonight, I don't mean to break the hymen.
If you've been asked to give a speech, do some planning in advance so that you have at least a rough outline of what you want to say. And if you haven't been asked to speak, don't.
And, I don't know about you, but I feel she could easily be a model. I think we'll agree, if it wasn't for her nose.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.